Hi, kids. It's the Late Night Picture Show with Murph, your host. So, tonight, I got a special treat for you. And I don't just mean my hair. This is Addams Family Values. Like I said last week, some of you might have seen this one. Addams Family Values is a 1993 Paramount picture. Pretty new by my standards. But it covers some old ground, so it still counts. The director is Barry Sonnenfeld, who's a big Hollywood director. And the movie stars Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, Christina Ricci, and an amply bosomed Joan Cusack. Maybe you remember her from Working Girl. Nobody watched that. So, let me just start by saying that in 1993, or let's say 1990 or 91, when the first Addams Family movie came out, I had low expectations because Hollywood then, and even more so now, can take a good thing and really fuck it up. They did alright with Pirates of the Caribbean, but look what they did to the Haunted Mansion. Good grief. That said, continuing in the same vein as the first Addams Family movie, that is, this one starts with Morticia, who's played by Angelica Houston, expecting a new little Addams, with scenes directly from the comic strip. The family decides to hire a nanny, Joan Cusack, to help with the arrival, and she, it turns out, is interested in more than just a job. Watch that, Nanny. It's summertime, and the kids are off to Camp Chippewa, presumably to have a good time. Also straight from the comic strip. The new nanny, Debbie, she's called, wastes no time in working her charms. Both of them. One, two. You know what I'm talking about. On poor Uncle Fester. played by Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, Reverend Jim himself. The hapless romantic that he is, he is elated. Oh, excuse me. Gomez, played by Raul Julia, being the hapless romantic that he is, he's elated that Debbie has taken an interest in Fester, who is now Gomez's brother rather than Morticia's uncle. I don't know how that happened, but I guess it was never really clarified in the comic strip. So Fester has finally found true love, so it would seem. But everybody's completely unaware of Debbie's intentions. Debbie. She maintains a pretty good front throughout. Meanwhile, Pugsley and Wednesday, played by a very young Christina Ricci before she, blossomed. Well, they suffer the glee, unbearable glee, right there, unbearable glee of summer camp. A couple of overbearing counselors, and eventually being banished to a remote cabin to watch Lassie and The Sound of Music until they crack. Well, shit, that'd only take me like half an hour. Maybe I could watch Lassie, but The Sound of Music, I might not make it through the whole thing. So, at the camp play, Wednesday emerges with a smile on her face, ready to play along. It would seem. Hilarity ensues. By now, Fester is completely smitten, is the term I used here. And he and Debbie marry and go to Hawaii on their honeymoon, where Debbie tries repeatedly to off Fester. I know, hard to imagine. Exasperated, she uses her body to pursue Fester to break off ties with his family. And upon their return, they hole up in their estate where she continues her plot. Gomez is devastated by this news. His own brother turned against him. For a pretty hot Joan Cusack. Debbie. Only when Debbie points a gun at him does Fester realize that she only wants his money. That's a pretty obvious clue. Back at camp, the kids have, run amok. Wednesday and Pugsley, that is. Terrorizing the other little campers, especially the snooty little blonde one. Which you're happy to see by that point. I gotta fix that thing. What the hell? I'm talking here. So they escape camp in a van and return home just in time for Debbie to arrive and claim her man and his fortune. So who will save the day? Can't see the top of my head. I called this one a fine romp with the family. That is, the Addams family. And very much the same feel and look as the first movie. Dark, funny, and good. But not great. So I'm going to give it 3. 3. It's a 3-ring circus on the Late Night Picture Show tonight. Now, Monkey's not going to participate this week. I'll play a little number for you. Because next week, my son Belchie is going to co-host the show with me. And we are going to review, and I know it's in here somewhere, White Zombie with Bela Lugosi. And no Debbie to try and steal his money. Just zombies. But Belchie loves zombies. So tune in next week. This is Murph with Durf, and this has been the Late Night Picture Show with Addams Family Values. Bye, kids. Well, that messed up my whole thing. See ya.